Hi, fellow BYU Idaho students. I'm Eric Shuchuk. I live in Southern California, and it's only my second semester at BYU Idaho, but I took several semesters of web design and development classes at my local community college before I signed up at Brigham Young University. So I have intermediate to somewhat advanced HTML, CSS, and JavaScript skills. I've taken 3 classes for JavaScript and had a lot of fun with it. So this is my first foray into real programming here in this Java class. But I've noticed that there do seem to be a pretty good number of similarities between JavaScript and Java, so I'm confident that this is going to be a doable class. But anyway, my proposal is to build a Mad Libs program. If you aren't familiar with Mad Libs, it's a word game where you have a story that asks for specific types of words, like a noun or an adjective, sometimes a color or a sound or smell or something like that. And because nobody knows what the story is, the words that you choose can sometimes turn into a pretty funny little story. So I noticed there was some discussion on the brainstorming discussion board about the possibility of Mad Libs. And it turns out that last semester, just for fun, right around Thanksgiving, I wrote a Mad Libs program and put it onto a page for a website that I built for another class. So I'm going to show you guys that and see if anybody likes it and wants to possibly be a part of doing it. So let's have a look at my screen and let me show you. Here's my page. You can see this live at themonkeyfarm.com/madlibs.htm. You see up here in the URL. This is live. You can go to this site and see it. So what I've got here is you can see the directions say to select a button to get started, and that's any of these right here. So I've got 5 choices that you can choose from. And what happens is when you click on one of these, it gives you a little just a little intro to what it is. And if you look through these, you can see that there's several choices. But if you click play now, it will ask input, ask for a word. So let's try a visit to the zoo. So I click on this, and it'll tell you that we want a plural noun, and there's 15 words left. So we can pick something like, how about sandwiches? And we can keep doing this. It tells you how many words are left, and it keeps asking another plural noun. How about clouds? And so you keep on doing this till it's done. I'm going to fast forward a little bit so that you can not have to sit here and watch me figure all this out. Okay, so when you click the last word, it spits out your story. So here we have the story. I've thought a couple of times about taking and adding a CSS class to the words that the user enters. So you can see here the first word that I entered was sandwiches, and it looks just like the rest of the story. It might be a little bit helpful to add a CSS class so that this stands out. The words that were chosen are clear to the viewer. But the way this works is the stories themselves are stored in arrays, and each input word that the user enters, like sandwiches, is also stored into an array, and then I just use a loop to print the first item of the story array, followed by the first item of the user input array, followed by the second word of the story array, and so on until it goes through. So as you select these over here, each of these stories is its own JavaScript function, which, if I understand things right, that might be a Java class. So each story could possibly be its own class, which would contain the proper stuff.
to actually build this in JavaScript was not really difficult once I figured out how to make it work. So it probably should not be too much trouble to do in Java either. There's a lot that I would need to figure out about Java to be able to make this work, but this is doable, and it's a lot of fun too. This is the kind of thing where, you know, your kids can sit around for hours going through these stories, and we could build as many stories as we felt like building. You know, once you get the basic pattern down, you just have to, you know, go through and construct everything to make it work. So, you know, we did a visit to the zoo, and now let's say we want to do a fairy tale. We just click on it and it goes right back to the start again, and we can go through Little Red Riding Hood and it'll ask us for however many words. So, you know, in this story, Little Red Riding Hood can be a different color than red because it's asking you for a color, and you put in whatever one you want, and that'll put it into the story. And it's really a lot of fun. So that's my project proposal. Looking forward to seeing what everybody else comes up with, and I know this is going to be a great assignment.